There are so many YA books coming out this week. Hey guys, my name is Andrew and welcome to the very first video on my channel. As you could probably guess from the name of this video, today I wanted to talk about some of the new YA books being released this week, Tuesday, January 8th, 2019. These are the books that I'm most interested in. This list is by no means exhaustive, so if I've missed anything that you're interested in, please let me know in the comments below. First on my list is The Wicked King by Holly Black. This is the highly anticipated sequel to The Cruel Prince, which came out sometime last year. For those of you who don't know, The Cruel Prince follows Jude, a girl who was raised with her sisters in the High Court of Fairy. Jude loves it here. There's magic and amazing food and dancing and parties, but it isn't always easy because the reason why she's there is really messed up. And the Fae, especially Prince Cardan and his friends, are kind of jerks to humans. Jude, of course, ends up knee-deep in palace drama, as you do in a YA fantasy. And there's also tons of family drama too, so she has that going for her as well. I read The Cruel Prince last year and really enjoyed it, so I'll definitely be picking up The Wicked King. Next on my list is An Absent Dream by Seanan McGuire. This is the fourth book in the Wayward Children series. And while I think this series is technically adult fantasy, it has a lot of YA crossover appeal, so it's making this list. I read the first 3 books back to back just a few months ago, and I really enjoyed each one. The books are super short, take place in magical worlds that you kind of just stumble into, and they have really unique and diverse characters, so what more could you want? In An Absent Dream has a really interesting synopsis. It's about a very serious girl who would rather be a dreamer than live up to the expectations of the world around her. Same. Anyway, she ends up finding a doorway to a new world founded on logic and reason, riddles and lies, and thinks she's found her paradise. But then there's something about a goblin market and having to make a kind of bargain that never ends up well for anyone. I have no idea what that means, but I'm sold. These books are always fun, quick reads, so I don't think this one will disappoint. The next book I want to talk about is Two Can Keep a Secret by Karen M. McManus, who is the author of last year's One of Us is Lying. I actually haven't read that last book, but it was super popular, so her next one caught my attention. It's about a girl named Ellery who moves to a town called Echo Ridge to stay with her grandmother, who she barely knows. Ellery has never been to Echo Ridge before, but she's heard all about it. Her aunt went missing there at 17, and 5 years ago, a homecoming queen was murdered there. And now, another girl has gone missing. It's a town full of secrets, and something tells me that Ellery is going to get caught up in all of them. This sounds like a really fun YA thriller, and I'm here for it. The next book I want to share with you guys is Slayer by Kiersten White. This takes place in the Buffy the Vampire Slayer universe, but it follows Nina, who is the newest and last Slayer. If you guys are familiar with Buffy, then you already have an idea of what this book is kind of going to be about. And if you don't know Buffy, then I recommend you jump on that train instead. It's considered one of the best TV shows of all time for a reason. Obviously, I'm a huge fan, so when I heard that there was going to be a book set in that universe, I was so excited, and I reached out to the publisher and actually got an arc. And then my excitement fizzled when I read it. This wasn't a bad book per se, but there was something about it that just didn't jive with me. There was a lot of info dumping in the beginning, so I had a hard time getting into it when it was so much telling instead of showing. And there were so many characters that were introduced all at once. I just couldn't keep track of them for the longest time. I will say that it did pick up in the second half of the book, but by that point, I was just rushing through it, eager to get to something else. Now, I don't want to discourage any of you guys from checking it out for yourselves. I actually think it might be a hit with people. If you're a fan of Buffy, or urban fantasy, or Kiersten White, then this book might be for you. Last on my list is The Girl King by Mimi Yu. This sounds like an awesome new YA fantasy. From the synopsis, it follows 2 sisters, Lu and Min, who become unwitting rivals in a war to claim the title of emperor. Apparently, their father, the emperor, betrays the sisters when he declares their male cousin the next heir instead of Lu. Lu goes on the run where she tries to secure allies and an army to reclaim her birthright as the land's first female ruler. Her sister Min, meanwhile, stays behind in the volatile court, where a hidden power of hers awakens. It's a forbidden, deadly magic that could allow her to claim the throne for herself. But there can only be one emperor. I'm sold on this one, guys, and I hope to get to it soon. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in any of these books, please give me a thumbs up and let me know what you're planning to read next. Also, guys, I'd really love it if you would give my new BookTube channel some love by hitting the subscribe button. I plan on sharing new YA releases with you regularly, so keep an eye out for that and other bookish nonsense. That's all for me for now. Have an amazing day. See ya!